So in part one, we covered some practical strategies that hopefully you can implement as a student doctor to do your very individual best beginning in the first phases of medical school, moving through the basic sciences and into the clinical sciences. In this segment, part two, we're going to cover additional strategies that will help motivate you and inspire you and encourage you to do your very, very best in medical school. Welcome back to How I Can Be My Best in Medical School, part two. If you're just joining me, I'm Dr. Chad Brands. After decades of providing advice to students at med schools I've been engaged with as a leader, I'm going to identify some common things that would apply to every student. In this video, I'm going to give you part two of observations summarizing 30 plus years in academic medicine so that you can start to develop a personal strategy going forward on how to do your best in med school. In part one, we were really focused on internal drive and mindset. In part two, we're going to look at some very pragmatic strategies that you can employ immediately. Let's go. Study often and study well to learn for life, not just the exams. Med school is going to require you to study more than you ever thought possible. Mindset, open and grow, we covered. Learn with your peers and faculty how to become more effective and efficient in your learning. How do you do that? Take a second to follow this channel because we're going to give you some additional information that will be really effectively helpful to you as you build study habits. This is probably the single most important thing you can do right now because in med school you've got so much material to learn and you want to be productive, effective, and efficient as you do it. You have to organize it. And that way you won't have to go back through everything before the exams and expend realistically not useful energy. Next, you got to find community. You got to find your people, your study buddies, your classmates sitting right next to you. Maybe it's one of your anatomy tank partners. Who's good at what? Be patient. This is going to take time in a new place and new surroundings. Make those connections. Everyone's bringing something to the team sport of medicine. Start with an interest and a set of passions that you have in common with others and build connections with them. Maybe outside medicine, running, swimming, hiking, biking. Right, you got to find your people. Be patient. It'll take some time in a new place and new surroundings, right? But make those connections. Start new and fresh each day with a determined focus that you'll work with others to grow your group and live in community. Care for your colleagues. Number 8, communicate well. Physicians need to develop as listeners, so become a good, compassionate listener. The best doctors listen to patients, and they hear their stories and their symptoms without interrupting them in the first 30 seconds. The best doctors listen to patients and then can accurately diagnose them because they've listened well to their stories and their symptoms. Find opportunities to actively work on your speaking, your presentation skills, because doctors lead teams, and your patients and teams are going to want you to effectively communicate. Next, seek advice and mentorship. Back to the open growth mindset, right? The best and most accomplished physicians you will see in your careers have benefited from learning greatly with their mentors and coaches who've invested in their lives both personally and professionally. Seek and find good mentors. Next, practice, practice, practice to strive for excellence. Think about it. The best athletes go to the gym and work out day in, day out, much more than they go to the competition arena, right? I recently learned that NFL players only have one designated day off per week by the league. The rest of the entire week, they're drilling skills, running plays, lifting weights, meeting with their units on the team, talking with their coaches, eating best nutrition, sleeping well. The best musicians practice constantly, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, doing the scales, the arpeggios, the runs, breaking down that unit of time known as the measure in music and making sure that they've got all of the details in order. You're going to have to do the same in medicine if you want to succeed, right? You have to practice your skills. At the anatomy tank, in the simulation lab, you have to go through the bugs and drugs in microbiology, learn the drugs in pharmacology. And you're going to have to do the same in medicine to systematically practice to get into a great residency. Go to the simulation lab. Go to the anatomy lab. Next, become a leader. Leaders bring solutions to problems. They get things done while others watch and sometimes wonder, how did they do that? Seek opportunities to go and grow, and then you'll really start to move forward being a recognized leader in medical school and beyond. Take those opportunities. Next, get and keep perspective. Medicine's going to test you with challenges and struggles, setbacks, successes, trials and triumphs. They're inherent in the career calling of being a physician as you journey with patients and family and friends and student doctor colleagues. Get and keep perspective. For many of you, this is going to be grounded in your faith, family, and friends, and seeing the larger purposes and meaning in your work. Your patients, your family, your colleagues, your faculty, your deans are cheering you on. Sleep, eat, take breaks. Build on these pragmatic strategies, and you're going to build that success into your personal, family, and professional life. Until next time, stay well and study well.